Before we get started, if you guys need any equipment for your studio, make sure you guys go ahead and click my link in the description and head over to Zounds.com. Zounds has a whole bunch of stuff on the site, and they have a whole bunch of stuff on the site that requires no credit or background check, meaning all you have to do is order it, they'll ship it to you, and you can make monthly payments. All you have to do is add a credit or debit card up to the account, and you can go ahead and get your stuff just like that. So if you guys need some equipment, make sure you guys go ahead and click my link in the description and head over to Zounds.com and get you some equipment today. Also, you guys know I rock with Analog Cases because they make the best cases to protect your gear, and they make the most professional stands to protect your gear as well. And they just released a new travel backpack called the Track Pack. The Track Pack Travel Backpack. Wonder if you can say that 3 times in a row. But this is the ultimate musician's backpack to travel with. This is a professional musician's backpack. You can put your MPC Live 2 in there. You can put your Machine Plus, your Roland SP404. You can add in your MIDI controllers as well, and you even have a compartment to add your laptop in there too. And everything stays protected because this bag is heavily insulated with nothing but protection. And to make things even better, they have a whole bunch of compartments where you can put your cords, your keys, your cell phones, hell, the kitchen sink if you want to put that in there too. So if you're a professional musician that is on the go, make sure you guys go ahead and check out this Track Pack Traveler's Backpack. I'm telling you right now, you will not be disappointed. Go ahead and click my link in the description to Analog Cases and save 10% today. Yo, what is good? What is good? What is good, everybody? What is good? We are here with our first membership only chat. I know some of y'all can see the chat, but y'all can't, chat because you're not members. Only members can chat tonight. But what's good to all the members? What's good to everybody? All the non-members as well. What's good to all y'all on here? And today we're just going to do like a simple, Q&A. Don't think we're going to be on here that long, but it's all good, man. It's all good. But, you know what I'm saying? I just want to have a little talk with y'all, man. And just see where y'all are at and see, what questions y'all have for me tonight. So y'all can go ahead and fire away whatever questions that you need, because we are in members mode only right now. So if you want to ask me a question, become a member tonight. If not, wait till the next live and you can ask me another question from there. I'm trying to see how this whole membership thing is going to work. But, me being the person that I am, I always do a few surprises every now and then. And I think I feel like doing a surprise tonight. So I think tonight I'm going to probably give something away. Just to my members. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a member, you might end up getting something tonight. The lucky member. One of the lucky members are going to get something tonight. Okay? All I need to know, if you are a member of the site right now and you work mostly on a computer, and you use software to make your beats, say me. Type in M-E, me, and you will win an 88 key Arteria MIDI controller right now. So I'm doing my first giveaway tonight. All you gotta do is say me, and the first person who says that will get that MIDI controller mailed out to them as soon as possible. Oh, Tiffy Beats. Oh, Tiffy Beats. Oh, first person. Tiffy Beats got it. Tiffy got y'all, man. Tiffy got y'all, man. Tiffy got in there real quick. Oh, my goodness. That was quick. So shout out to our first giveaway member. The first member to get the giveaway, that is Tiffy Beats. Oh man, she was on that. She was on that quick. She was on that quick. Oh, man. She said she wasn't even trying to be the first. See, that's what happens when you become a member. When you become a member, you know, you get things. Congratulations. That's right. That's what I'm talking about, Els. That's how you do things. You know what I'm saying? You be happy. Shout out to Els the engineer. Thank you so much, Els, for that, man. Tiffy Beats is going to win. Hold on, y'all. Let me get it real quick. How about that? Hold on real quick. Here we go. Here we go. Hold on. All right, there we go right here, man. Woo. This is it. Oh, it's upside down, but y'all get the gist of it. It's only been used twice. You know what I'm saying? It's only been used twice. And Tiffy Beats, you are getting that right now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Georgia Muscle got his beat review going on right now? Oh, man. I know he was going on at 9. That's why I tried to wait till about 10 o'clock. It's been open. I did a review on it. Yes, I did a review on it. It's opened. I did a review on it. But basically, I just opened it. I learned it, and then I did a review on it. So I used it twice. So you get the whole thing. I repackaged everything. I'll make sure that all the stuff is in there. And, you know, you got a little bit of my DNA on it. I made sure to wash my hands and do my nails before the video. So it's in good shape right now. But, yeah, hopefully they ain't gonna charge me too much. It is kind of heavy though, a little bit. Hopefully they won't charge me too much. Now the only thing is they got this little piece right here on the bottom. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to ship it with this little piece right here, but I don't know. We'll see if they let me ship it like that, because it's gonna come in this original box though. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm not gonna get a bigger box. I ain't got no other boxes this big. But you're gonna win this 88 key controller right here. So that's how we getting it. All right, man. So we got some new members in here. Silver Duck, what's good, man? Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, man. And Orande Shaw, thank you so much for becoming a member. Thank you guys so much. So yeah, if y'all got any questions right here, let's just go through right here and let's answer some questions right now. Leather Jacket Assassin says, I have a collab deal with Possible Movement. If there's any placements that happen, about how long on average do split payments take, and what's the typical process in your experience? Well, the thing about it is like this. You don't really know how long it's going to take so far as like on the mechanical side from the record label side, because they have to recoup and everything like that. So when you have to recoup, basically, they have to recoup all costs of recording, everything, promotions, all of that stuff. So when they have to recoup, it takes some time, and sometimes they never recoup. So sometimes you never see any mechanicals come back from certain projects that don't do as well as others. Sometimes it takes days, sometimes it takes months, sometimes it takes years for it to recoup. So on the mechanical side, sometimes you might not see anything come back from the record label side. Now on your publishing end, like you will see some mechanicals come back, say for instance, like on some iTunes stuff like that, just depending on how you got it set up. Now, you'll see a little bit come back from that, but most of the times you see things on that publishing end. And, that usually, if you have basically a song that's on the radio or is doing good, like streaming wise, Pandora, stuff like that, usually on average it's about, because you get paid 4 times out the year through like ASCAP. Well, I know ASCAP with me is like 4 times out the year. You get paid 8 times through them, so you get paid for your writer share and your publisher share. You'll start to see that around about 9 months. So I say around 9 months to, a year, you'll start seeing some type of income if that track or that album is producing any type of income. That's why it's very important for you to get some money up front to take care of costs and other stuff like that, or whatever situation you're in. And then you got to see what type of situation you're in and how much money you're getting, who's collecting the money first, and who's distributing the money and stuff like that. So, but on average, you usually see it month 7 through 10, somewhere around there. You start seeing that type of flow, in a sense. And then depending on if it's like a big spike in it, say for instance, if it does good for a short amount of time, you'll see that money, it'll kind of last at least 2 whole quarters. So you'll get three decent payments from that. So it usually works. So it started around month 9, and then 9 months later, you'll start to see a nice little revenue spike. If it's something like a huge record, it'll sustain a lot longer, but you'll see that spike, and then the money will start slowly coming down to where it just kind of just stays the same. Like it'll kind of hover around it. Like if it's something where people still listen to it, it'll get to a certain point and it'll just kind of hover a little bit, just kind of, just fluctuate a little bit. Sometimes go down and it'll shoot up, and then it'll stay like this, and it'll go down, and it'll kind of average itself out after a while. So that's how that kind of works. She's in Europe. Tiffy, you in Europe? Oh snap. Tiffy Beats, you in Europe or you here in the States? Because if you're in Europe, we got to figure something out. Okay, cool. What's the best sample rate? 96, 88, 48, or 44? Oh, you in Atlanta? Oh, well, you can meet me then. Perfect. Shit, I ain't got to spend no money on no damn shipping. Okay, yeah. You can just meet me at my spot and pick it up. If you free tomorrow, you can come by there tomorrow and pick it up. Okay, Aunt Dizzle asks, what's the best sample rate? 96, 88, 48, or 44? To be totally honest with you, you got to understand what the sample rate is and how that stuff works. 44 is the common sample rate for a CD. So that's CD quality. You know what I'm saying? 44, 16-bit is CD quality. And we all know CD quality was really good. Okay, so CD quality is good. Now, a lot of times what people like to do is, me personally, I always do 48, 24 bits because basically it's 44,100. Basically, it's like snapshots of audio. So it's 44,100 pictures or snapshots of that audio waveform. Okay. And it takes a picture of that audio. Okay. I think it's like per second or something like that. I haven't took a music class in a while, so I'm just kind of just going back on this, right? But that's where you get all this high definition and everything. That's why a lot of people say, well, I like to record, and at 88K or 96K and stuff like that, which you don't have to, because at the end of the day, you're still going to have to convert that stuff back down to 44.1. I do 48, 24 because most systems can handle that. Even if you have a computer that's from 2012, it could pretty much handle that, okay? But it's not going to make a huge difference. And I try to tell people like this all the time. It does not matter what you recorded in, as long as you do it at 44, at least 44.1, 16-bit, that's cool. You can do 44.1, 24-bit. And you got to think of like the bit rate is just like video games. Like the bit rate is like, you remember like the old Nintendo from the 80s. You see how that was like a 8-bit game system. Then when the Sega Genesis came out, it came like 16-bit. And then most people kind of remember who's like my age, y'all remember stuff like the Neo Geo, which was 32-bit, which they were charging $200 per game back then, which is insane. But that was like arcade quality back then. And then of course it got better and better and better and better and better. But if you see the difference between the original Sega to the Sega Genesis, how the graphics look, that's just like a bit depth. It just everything looked a little bit better. So yeah, so it basically what you will want to have is 48 24-bit is perfectly fine. Most sessions that I get is that I rarely get a session that's over 48. Tiffy, what specs do you think MacBook or laptop should have? I have a 16 gigabyte RAM, 512 gigabyte storage, M1, but my plugins seem to be smoking my laptop. Well, you actually have a pretty good computer. Like me, I have the M1 laptop. I got 64 gigabytes of RAM and 4 terabytes. And I have that extra processor. A lot of times you want to think about I have that the full blown extra processor in here. But what you got should be pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? What you got should be pretty cool. I just got to see what plugins you're using, because like with me, I barely use any plugins. Like, you know what I'm saying? With that M1 laptop is better than pretty much every other laptop before that. Even with those specs in there, you just got to see what and how much stuff you're using. And, even with some of these big systems, a lot of these people freeze these tracks. A lot of these people just, they make bounces of certain things so they can still free up as much space as possible. 16 gigs of RAM is actually not bad at all for what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and there's a GPU as well. You know what I'm saying? So you got a lot of things, because what people got to fail to understand is people throw out these specs for these computers like, yeah, I got 16 gigabytes RAM, I got this, I got that. But you got to understand what all is running at the time too, and what resources are being used. Because if you got something on it that's running and you're running the computer and they have a whole bunch of background stuff going on in there, all that stuff is pulling from that RAM, because the RAM saves it in that position to be used. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to be like a computer tech tonight, but it should be cool. Yeah, I know Rolling Cloud is one that always messing up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Rolling Cloud, because their stuff is, I'm gonna tell you something. That Rolling Cloud is amazing. If you can get that thing right, man, that Rolling Cloud is amazing. The sounds in there, those sounds sound like the keyboards. Like, I be sitting here looking at it like, dang, bro, I got this keyboard right here, and I can just use the Rolling Cloud, which I got all the Rolling Cloud stuff. I have the full Rolling Cloud suite. Shout out to Rolling. And I can make my own sounds and transfer them into the keyboard, but man, they sound great. But they, for that type of sound, it's going to take up some stuff. All right. Who do we got next? Placement info. What you want to know, Stump Music? What's up? What is good? What is good? Stump Music, placement info. What's good? What's good? Yeah, where's K-Funk at, man? I thought K-Funk would have been in here today. I sure thought he would have been in here today. That's my only question right now. You got to be a little bit more elaborate with that. Like, what do you mean by placement info? We looking like the Dallas Cowboys in with all these stars. Nah, we ain't the Dallas Cowboys. We win. we nothing but winners over here. And plus, Am I still using the TLM 103 at my main spot? Yes, I am. I'm still using that. Oh, K-Funk is in here? Okay, there you go. K-Funk is here. There we go. How do you go about getting placements? Okay, there we go. How do you go about getting placements? I've talked about this before, and it's two ways you can do it. You have one way to where you can chase the placements, where you can try to find like a bigger artist, or you can kind of develop an artist yourself, and then, you can try to develop an artist and they get hot, and then that way you can try to get a record deal and everything from that point pretty much gets a placement. What you got to understand is this. Everything that you produce for right now, everything, if you produce for somebody or if you produce for yourself and it goes onto iTunes, if it goes on to iTunes and you make money from it, I don't care if it's a penny, that is considered a placement. A placement is when you place a song. It's really meant when you get a song placed on somebody's album, and then that was considered a placement. You got a placement on somebody's album. But if your song is making any money on iTunes and you get paid for that, that is technically considered a placement. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you're looking at a situation to where you are producing for a major artist or whatever, that's called a major placement. You know what I'm saying? That's called a major placement. So if you have a major placement with a major artist, usually if a major placement, that's more credit worthy. People and publishing companies look at that because that's a more credit worthy, like, oh, they did a major placement with a major artist. And then most likely, other artists will look and say, okay, look at this producer or whatever like that. So that's the main thing you got to look at is when you're doing these type of things. A lot of the stuff that I've done, pretty much all of the artists that I've ever worked with were all unknown artists. And then we worked and then we ended up making a song that ended up becoming a big song. Okay. And that became a major placement, even though we did it ourselves. So that's why I tell a lot of people, try to align yourself with an artist that's on the come up, and then, or even somebody that's not on the come up, you think they're dope, just try to find a way to get their songs out to the masses. And there's no right or wrong way to do it because you never know how this stuff will happen. But that way you can secure a placement, and then it can turn to a major placement. And then that way people will look at you different because even the path that you came to get to that point. So that's the way I've always done it. I'm still doing it right now. It's the long way, but it's better than dealing with going to an artist, because a lot of times these artists already have their producers. They already have everybody they messing with, and it's hard to get in those circles sometimes. You know what I'm saying? What's your go-to chord in a melody? It's really no go-to chord. It's just, 1, 3, 5. You know what I'm saying? Just whatever sounds good. I can say what's my go-to key. I like C minor a lot. I love working in C minor. I love working in D minor. I like minor scales when I make my beats. I like C minor, D minor, stuff like that. K-Funk, do you ever think we'll get back to physical music such as CDs, tapes, etc. versus streaming? Probably not. Just to be honest with you, probably not. I don't think so. But I think it'll be a renaissance period, like, how, a couple years ago, everybody was like buying records and stuff like that. But what can happen, to be truthfully honest with you guys, what can happen is we can actually somehow kind of get ownership back of your music by not putting it on iTunes and stuff. And basically you can port your music to other people's phones. Like right now, think about this. Right now, you can take a file, zip that file up, and put an image on, inside of that zip, right? And you can take 10 songs and you can email or place those 10 songs on your website,
And then people can take those 10 songs and download those songs to their phone or their device. And it works just the same as having a CD, having a tape, because now those songs are on that medium. They're physically on that device that belongs to that person. And all they have to do is either Bluetooth that stuff in their car or hook it up to a cord, the cell phone cord in the car, and they can play it the same way that it was with the CD. Because that's how some people are doing it. There's a very few people doing it right now, but some people are doing it that way, and they're making very good money, because you got to think about it. You know, back in the day when people used to buy albums and stuff like that, you used to feel like, okay, when I went and spent $17, and this is for real for all you younger people, albums were $17 in like 1999. For, you know what I'm saying? Crazy. $17, but people used to pay it. And those albums, you felt connected to it, so you listened to it longer and longer because you actually paid for that. So when you actually paid for that album, you had a connection with the album. That's why things were going longer and longer. With the whole iTunes thing, it's a little different, because when you're doing this now, it's totally different. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not the same. It's just, oh, we just listen to this album. Oh, there's another album right there. Oh, it's another album right there. So I think if more people took their stuff down from iTunes and stuff like that and started doing it that way, that's almost kind of like how it used to be, like hand-to-hand combat, you know, and then now somebody has that for themselves. Is using external hardware better than plugins like compressors, mixers? And do I need to have experience using hardware before going that route, because I've always used DAWs? I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. Some of these plugins are phenomenal. Phenomenal. I'm going to say it like that. Phenomenal. Okay? Phenomenal. And they sound great. However, there's a few hardware units that just sound better. And I'm going to tell you which units it is. Okay? An EQ is an EQ is an EQ is an EQ. Okay? But an EQ that's a hardware unit gives it a certain tonal quality. So that's why, you know, a lot of people like to use the Neve preamps or the Neve EQs, because it gives it a tonal quality. Because with the EQ in the computer, it's going to sound the same. It's going to be the same. With EQs, with hardware, analog type stuff, depending on when you cut that EQ on, how hot it is, whatever, it gives you that certain type of sound. That's why I like make a lot of stuff on, you know, hardware, quote unquote analog stuff, because it just gives me that more of a 3D type of a sound, even when I route certain things in. However, some of these plugins sound like 97, 98% as good as this hardware stuff. So I try to tell people a lot of times is, if you have the bread to go ahead and get some hardware, by all means get it, because it is hardware. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to get cords, you're going to have to get everything else. But do you necessarily need it? No, because the consumer right now is not thinking about, oh my goodness, listen to his microphone. It's not sounding like a $5,000 microphone. Oh my God, this compressor doesn't sound like, you know, a distressor. It doesn't sound like a LA2A. The consumer does not care about that. They just care that it sounds somewhat decent. My biggest song, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, okay, Leather Jacket, we'll see you soon, man. Peace. Hey, thank you for coming on either way. But my biggest song, I use nothing but plugins. And very little plugins. Thank you, Bando Tracks. Thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate that. But a lot of that stuff was basically all plugins. And I still use plugins to this day when I use certain effects, because when you're using certain hardware stuff, they cannot give you certain effects, like Shaperbox. That's a plugin I think is incredible. You know what I'm saying? Shaperbox through Cable Guys halftime, all that stuff is incredible. Of course, you're gonna need auto tune. Thank you so much, K Funk. Appreciate that. So it's a lot of stuff that you can definitely use in the box. But I like to use compressors. Like when I'm recording in, I like to use a very good mic going into some type of preamp compressor, then going to my actual interface, and it gives me a sound that no plugin can give me, because the plugins, they kind of stale going in. But when you get it in there with this running through this and this running through that to give it that sparkle or that sheen on it, then you can add some other stuff on it to give it that. Now the UAD stuff, they have it to where you can run it through like their preamps, stuff like that, and it's very, very close. Don't get me wrong, it is super close. Super close. So if you have the bread, get it, but these plugins are so close that you really don't need them right now. And I'm just keeping it honest with you guys. You really don't need to have all of this stuff and just collect all this gear, unless you're just a gear guy like me. I'm a gear guy. So, I get certain things, but even me, I don't collect a whole bunch of stuff I don't need. The only thing I usually collect is I collect a preamp going into my interface. So I like to have my stuff running through preamps. Thank you so much, Intricate Man. Thank you so much for putting something in the collection plate tonight, man. Appreciate that. But like I got my MPC, my whole little hardware set up right here. I got it running through a Manly Force preamp. No compressors, no nothing, just a preamp, just to give it that preamp sound before I hit it into my Apollo. And then my microphone is going here in this particular, in my studio at my crib. I got a 737. I got a U87 going to a 737 going into the Universal Audio X6. I just like to have that sound hitting that first. Then I can use all the stuff in the box to kind of mold it the way I need it to go. And it's just like that. Fab Filter stuff is incredible. Universal Audio stuff is incredible. Plug-in Alliance, amazing, because they're basically the people from UAD. Plug-in Alliance is incredible. Arteria is making some very dope stuff, you know what I'm saying? And just about all, a lot of these plug-in people are using the same code to make this stuff. They might add a few things here. If you touch this dial, it'll affect that dial and this, that, whatever. But I'm telling you, like, I've done older videos where I've done the Avalon 737 versus the Avalon 737, the UAD one, and you can barely tell the difference. The distressor is really good. The UAD distressor is really good. So like reverbs and all that stuff, unless like some reverb machines are cool, but I'm gonna tell you like this. Sound toys, yes, sound toys, like their delay, their micro shifter, whatever, that gives you that kind of like that spread feel on your vocals and stuff like that. That stuff is really good. But I'm gonna tell you something, even these reverb machines, they're hardware machines, they sound good. But a couple years ago, I actually took a speaker, hooked it up in my bathroom, ran a mic to it, ran that signal back in and used it as auxiliary, and I used the reverb from my actual bathroom. I just wanted to test it and see how it actually worked. And I'm telling you guys right now, that is the best reverb I've ever had. And I wish I would have saved the, what's it called, where you can kind of like save the reflection or something of it, the impulse of it. And I could have saved the impulse of it and made my own reverb with that digitally. But there is no reverb I've ever heard that was better than when I put that speaker inside that bathroom and it gave like an ambient type of reverb, and I put that signal back in and blended it back in. That was incredible. So the reverbs, some of these reverbs are very good. Valhalla reverb is very good. Valhalla delay is very good. All that stuff is good. Valhalla is crazy. Hey, Tiffy, make sure before the live is over with, make sure you hit me up on my IG and make sure you give me your your information so I can meet up with you so I can get this over to you ASAP. All right, who do we got? I got you, Els. I got you. Can you give my wife and I a shout out? Today's our 3rd anniversary. I'm getting our dinner, but she's watching. Okay, Diana. That's her name, Diana. Diana and Els. Happy 3rd anniversary to you guys, man. Happy 3rd anniversary. Y'all made it to year 3, and you got forever to go. And just, hey, through the good, the bad, and the ugly, just stay together, man. Trust me. Stay together. It's much better for your mental. Els, you be good, man. Don't stress her out. All right, what's some other questions we got? What's some other questions? Yeah, I see Curtis been doing that direct to consumer. It's actually a lot better. I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys, man. I have a record. Y'all probably heard it. It's called It's Friday and I'm Broke. It's Friday and I'm broke. My check don't come till next week. My check better not be short. It's been memes and stuff. People made all type of memes with that song, and it was just like a parody record that I did, and I put my homeboy on it. Do you know, straight up, I'm going to give y'all the numbers. Do you know that song right now, between all of the social media platforms, all of iTunes, everything, that song has over, 26 million verified streams? And I still have not even made $3,000 on that song yet. Amazing. 26 million streams. A lot of them come from TikTok and IG. Let's just put that out there. A lot of them come from TikTok and IG. I got like a little over 200,000 on YouTube. I'm averaging around like 70,000 a piece on IG. So I'm averaging around about 140 or somewhere around there. I think it's 70 or 140 for iTunes and Spotify. And that song hasn't even made any type of money because how IG and TikTok do their payouts. They don't do payouts on how many, the number of people have watched the reel or anything like that. They only pay out on how many people actually make a reel for it or make a TikTok about it, which that is, I don't get it, but it is what it is. It's crazy. Crazy. I see why the record companies pulled their music down from there because, boy, they are, man, whew, crazy. Here we go. If you need internet connection to hear your shit, you ain't on it. Yeah. All right. Paul Smith, does dealing with clients get easier over time because you get more established? For example, you can be more selective. Kind of, sort of. When you start becoming pretty big, you're dealing with even bigger personalities. So a lot of times you're dealing with artists whose personalities are just like way over the top. So a lot of times when you're dealing with certain artists, you can kind of mold them when you're first starting out. But the bigger and bigger you get with some real personalities. That's all I'm going to say. So no, it does not get easier. It actually gets worse. You know what I'm saying? But if you get to a certain status, like a Pharrell status or a Dr. Dre status or a Timbaland status, you can kind of corral that a little bit better. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? With me, I can corral a little bit better for people who know me, but for these kids and stuff who don't really know me like that, I'm just another producer. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't get any easier, but over time, once they see that you really know what you're talking about and you're making them sound better and you're taking them a direction that they didn't even know they can go, then they'll respect you, okay? You can't be timid when it comes to new people. That's what I will say is don't be timid. Let people know how dope you are. If you're a dope producer, you let them know that you're dope across the board and you don't let nobody tell you that you're not dope at all. So yeah, it doesn't really get easier. You just kind of learn things along the way to make it easier for yourself. TV said, I think artists need to make less music. People just throwing stuff at the wall, hoping it sticks these days. Yep. You are 1,000 million billion quadrillion correct. For sure. K Funk said, yeah, I think artists and the producer needs to take ownership, get your website, sell your music on your own platforms. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I know somebody saying if you got to pay for internet, you really don't own it. But even back in the day, you used to have to pay for CD burners and stuff like that. You still had to pay for certain things to get your stuff out. You had to pay for tape duplicators and stuff like that. So, you know, right now you could use the net as a way to funnel your music to where it needs to go. Intricate said oversaturation makes us become less inclined to what we want to listen. Inclined to want to listen. This is true. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Saw your short today about knowing what to do when an artist wants to place your beat. What steps do you recommend? One of the first steps that I recommend if you guys get a placement, one of the first steps that I recommend is getting a damn lawyer. Don't mean to cuss, but I'm just saying this right now. Don't do what I did when I first got my first placement, tried to look over the contract and everything and think I knew what I was talking about. It's because I read a book. No, get a lawyer. And you don't have to get a lawyer from your hometown. You don't have to do it. You need to get a lawyer that knows what the heck they're doing, okay? So I don't care if that lawyer's across the country or whatever. Right now we got Zoom calls. We got everything. They can do everything from an email. You don't have to go through all of that stuff. They got online lawyers that take care of stuff like that now. Get you a lawyer first and have somebody represent you. From there, you make sure that you have your publishing information correct, your ASCAP, your BMI. You make sure all that stuff is correct. Number two, you make sure you get you a business. Go ahead, go on to the government site, get you a tax ID number, EIN number, get that, get about $100, $200, go to the bank, open up a checking account with your business name on it, do that, get that done, get all the paperwork done for your business. Most states you can do it yourself, like Georgia, you can do it right here yourself. It's only like $100 to do an LLC, $50 a year to keep it going. You know what I'm saying? I've done everything myself. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, you have the money deposited into that business bank account. You use that money right there to buy all of your expenses so far as like if you're traveling, if you're going out on meetings, and you have to pay for meals, you have to pay for equipment, you have to pay for clothing while you're out of town for business or whatever. If you have one business conversation and you're out of town, you just had a business meeting, so pretty much that whole trip is like a business meeting. You can take all of that stuff and it can come off of your taxes. You can offset your taxes with stuff like that. So that's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to run and get a manager. You don't have to do all this stuff because that's just more people taking money out your pot. Get a manager when you need a buffer between people. But if you're just starting out, get a lawyer first before you worry about a manager. Okay? And then from there, if the song is big enough, the publishing company is going to come. They're going to need to talk to your lawyer at that point. Okay? So get lawyered up is number one. And then that way, they can go through all the paperwork, take care of everything for you in your best interest, and then also explain to you why this, and this is like this. So you won't be sitting out there like, man, something ain't right. No, the lawyer can explain this stuff to you. But get you a good entertainment lawyer. They do not have to be in your city. They don't have to be close to you. Just a good entertainment lawyer, either that's going to take money out percentage-wise, or they just need some money for a retainer. That's pretty much it. Who we got next? Bolo, do 808s have to be in key? Can they be out of key to get the right rhythm? Just can't get right. No, them 808s got to be in key. Rhythm and in key is two totally different things. There has to be in key, because if it's out of key, I don't care what rhythm you got, it's going to sound terrible. So make sure you keep those 808s in key. Soldier P Beats, no love for Waves? Yeah, Waves is dope. I use Waves all the time. I'm just saying Waves is cool, but what I'm saying is Waves, certain plugins I'm just used to. Like I know what I want out of the R compressor. I know what I want out of the REQ6. I know what I want out of the H delay. I know what I want from the R-verb and stuff like that. I like the Renaissance. I know what I want from the SSL out of there. I know how I want that stuff to sound. But those other plug-in companies that I named, they have their ish together. Because I'm telling you right now, the LA2A on Waves does not sound nothing like the LA2A for Universal Audio. Nowhere near it. You know what I'm saying? Nowhere near it. All right, who else we got? Let's see here. Is Arcade subscription based? Yes. Arcade is subscription based. Yes, but you can come up with some really dope stuff in Arcade if you just kind of mix and match a few things together. It'll be crazy. Yeah, mixing is usually challenging for people in the beginning, but once you kind of get a hold of it and you figure out the way you mix, you know what I'm saying, it's not as bad as what you think. Let's see here. Anybody else on here? Anybody else? Could you elaborate? Sure, I get a placement. What do you use on your buses and master? On my buses, I make a reverb bus, I make a delay bus, and I make a spread bus for my vocals. And, that's what I use for my buses. I might put a little EQ on the reverb, just kind of EQ a few things out. Delay, I don't really touch stuff. My spread, I don't really touch stuff. I don't put a lot of stuff on my tracks at all. I use the plugin for what it is. And then, sometimes I might EQ a reverb a little bit to take a little bit of the mud out of the reverb. But other than that, that's it. And then on my master track, I use Master Plan. You know what I'm saying? Master Plan, or I might use the L2 from Fab Filter. That's pretty much it. I don't use much. I might use some saturation on the master just to get some harmonics out. But that's pretty much it. I don't use too much on my tracks at all. When I'm running in beats, if it sounds good, it sounds good. I might add a reverb or something like that to it, but I don't add no compressors. I don't add all that stuff. Now my vocals, my vocal chain, I keep it simple too. You know what I'm saying? I actually have, I use the API 2500. I use the Waves one for that to tame the signal in on the aux. Then I'll use an EQ. I'll use the Pro Q3 just to take out all the unwanted frequencies out. I cut all those out. I really get surgical with those. Then I come back with the R compressor, and I actually compress that signal now, because I took that signal and took all the frequencies out, and I compressed that signal. Then from there, I'll go back in and I'll use sometimes I'll use the Pro Q3 again, or a lot of times I use the Waves R6, the Renaissance 6-band EQ, and I'll add in what I took out a little bit. I just make some really wide curves and just bump those up a little bit. And then from there, sometimes I use the SSL in place of that. And then from there, I just add a de-esser at the end of that to kind of tame everything. And that's it. That's it. And then I run my sends. I run my reverb send. I run my delay send, and which I have the delay to where it's like left and right. I have that going. You could barely hear it. And then I have that spread, and I take that to, you can use a doubler or whatever, and I just kind of barely add it in there so I can kind of barely hear it, just to kind of give those vocals a little bit of harmonics and stuff like that, and to kind of like that spreaded type of a sound. And it sounds good to me. It's been working good for me, and I love how it sounds. Go by Mike. Thank you so much for that donation, man. I really appreciate that. And on my master, Master Plan works great. Works great. He has some really good stuff coming out in the future too. Really dope. Or I use the Pro Q3, like I said before, with maybe a little saturation plug-in on there, or just something to kind of, pull the track up. But that's pretty much about it. Would appreciate some game on steps to take after securing a placement. You need to know about the business side. Like I said before, get a lawyer. Definitely get a lawyer. They're the best ones to tell you. A good lawyer, respected lawyer, entertainment lawyer. Got to find my boy that did all the mixing for hopefully still in. Okay, cool. Why do rappers, artists think they are investing and risking more with music than producers? I feel we invest and take just as much risk as they do. That is true. It's on both sides because they're risking their reputation. You know what I'm saying? We're risking our reputation too with our beats. A lot of times we have to buy more equipment than rappers, but then a lot of times they have to pay for more studio time than we do too. So it kind of balances out a little bit because if you're a rapper and you don't have your own studio and you want to go to big studios, somebody got to pay for that studio time. You know what I'm saying? And if you're a producer and you need to make beats, you need to keep buying stuff to make your beats better or enhance what you got. So I can kind of see it on both sides, but what I noticed too with a lot of rappers is when they say I did everything on my own. Oh, I hate that. Oh, I hate that with a passion. Because come on now, you be sitting there like, yo, what? I gave you lines to rap to. I told you how to put this song together. I told you all that. You know what I'm saying? And they'll sit there and be like, I did everything on my own. Oh, so you made this beat too? You recorded yourself too? And you mixed it? Okay, cool. All right. Run me my check, buddy. Run me my check. Who else we got? What else we got right here? What do lawyers typically demand payment-wise up front, or do they just have an agreement where they collect on the back end? Now, this is how it kind of worked for me. When I had a big record and we were already in negotiations, because they have a thing called a long form and a short form. What they do is a lot of times when you have a big record, and you know that we're about to do the paperwork for this record, they will send a short form where it's basically a summarized version of what's about to be in the long form. So the short form just says, hey, we're going to do this, this, and this. Do you agree on this so we can do the long form? Okay. The lawyer come back to you, say, okay, this is what this saying is going to be. Now they're going to send us the long form, which could be a gazillion pages. And them, the good lawyers, they actually get a kick out of reading that stuff and basically going through there and saying, nope, we don't agree to that. Yes, we agree to this, da-da-da-da. And the good lawyers will write up those contracts like a proofreading of a bad paper. So I've seen my lawyer take out whole sentences, and you have to be really keen because these contracts are really, they'll swallow you up sometimes because they might a simple line in a paragraph, 3 paragraphs down from the beginning paragraph, sometimes has to be moved to the beginning paragraph, and you have to call it an addendum. You do an addendum to where they go back and add that line to that. You got to proofread that, make sure a comma's in the right place, make sure certain words mean a certain thing, because one word can throw off a whole sentence. So you have to find a lawyer that knows how to read and understand, okay, boom, 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 boom. Okay, that's why I tell people to get a lawyer, because the common folk, the common person would not catch that type of stuff. They would not catch it. But a good lawyer, they'd be like, oh, I've seen this 1,001 times. I've seen this contract before. Oh, we're going to move this line up here. We're going to add this. So what do you want? We're going to put an addendum in here and say, nope, we're going to turn this around. And they have to rewrite all that stuff, then send you the long form back. The lawyer looks over and says, everything is looking good. You sign it. Because even if you read it, you're still, I'm telling you, unless you go into law school or you go into entertainment law or whatever, they're going to put stuff in there that newbies are not going to, they're not going to find it. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to find it. But what happens in that situation, usually the lawyer, if they know that you're in that negotiation terms, they will get paid through the actual record label. Okay, so the record label's like, hey, we got you. Let's go ahead and get the deal done. We're going to take care of you. And the lawyer just bills the record label, for that. You might not even come out no money like that. You know what I'm saying? You might not have to come out no money if the lawyer already knows that, so we're in so this song is really about to happen. You're in negotiations. Oh, okay, cool. All right, so that's how that works. So you might have to pay nothing. Now, if you're somebody that's going through a legal issue where somebody stole something or they're trying to take credit or whatever like that, then a retainer, it all depends on the lawyer and how much. Because, a lot of these lawyers might charge $300 per hour, and they're going to assess, like, how long is this going to take for me to do this? This is going to be at least 5 to 10 hours. Okay, the retainer could be somewhere sometimes $1,500 to $3,000. So it's all just depending on the complexity of the situation. So I really can't say because every lawyer is different, but you just got to look at the hourly rate and how long it would usually last to do stuff like that. But that's average. You might be 15 to 3,000 somewhere around there. Certain situations. What kind of lawyer a musician can get legal Zoom? No, you need to get you an entertainment lawyer, a well-respected entertainment lawyer that knows what they're talking about. Entertainment lawyer. Okay, entertainment lawyer, not a family lawyer, not a legal Zoom lawyer, an entertainment lawyer. That'll work. Shout out to you, Bolo. Thanks to you out now on MPC Live, MPC 637 key Beatmaker Pro. Keep up with the content and being real appreciated. Oh, man, thank you, YC the Great, man. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that, bro. I really appreciate that. Boy, I got everything, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Who we got next? Thank God for Skip the Dishes. I ain't making a beef roast with potatoes, yams, carrots, haze with the live two going on. Tomorrow I'm cooking. Okay. What else said? How do you compare the MPC vintage mode against the actual hardware MPC 3060? I've only heard. I don't even use vintage mode, to be honest with you, but I've heard somebody use it. It is close, but it doesn't sound like the 3060. It's close, but it's not that sound. The X and the lives on them, they have their own sound. They still hit hard. They still do everything. They just have their own sound, like I said, compared to the 3060, the 2000, the 2500, the 4000, the 5000, all that stuff. They have their own sound. And yeah, it's just whatever sound you're looking for. And they're not bad, but they don't sound, the vintage modes don't really sound, to me, they're kind of close, but they don't sound like the 3060. All right, who we got next? What it said? Okay. Buzz Creations, what exactly you mean by delay? I understand what it means, but how do you use it and when? You use a delay to make a delay. And what I do is, sometimes I put like a reverb on there and I might put a delay so it's on the left and right, and what it does, it kind of spreads the vocal a little bit to where it gives that kind of effect to it, and then I add another spreader to kind of spread that vocal on the aux a little bit. You just gotta, it's just stuff that I've just used over the years, and I kind of developed my own little way. You don't need to have a delay in there. You don't have to. It's just me, that's what I use. So it's not a must you have to have a delay in there. Now, some people actually use a delay, and they use a delay at a very fast rate, and it almost sounds like a reverb, sounds like a plated reverb, which sounds really good too. But no, you don't have to have a delay in there all the time. You don't have to. He said, bro, I need a dictionary on these. What is Tiffany saying? Tiffany says, okay, that's what's up. I know. So, runs for Canada. Okay, let's see here. Bolo, I upload beats to my channel and I want to get them into the YouTube. is hard to get in the program. You have to have 10,000 subscribers. It might have went down, I think. But I know when I was doing it, you had to have 10,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours. And that's how you can get into the YouTube partner program. So you got to put in your dues first. They ain't going to pay everybody. There we go. How do you Stream Deck with your setup? I just pretty much set everything up on the Stream Deck and add custom buttons on the Stream Deck, and I could just go in through and just flip through, certain stuff. It's actually really dope. I actually bought the smaller one because I didn't want to get the big one. I think mine only has, what's this, 15 buttons on this one. It has 15 buttons, and then you can just kind of keep scrolling over screens like that. But I actually like it because I actually use it a lot. Like I have like my YouTube stored on the button. I have my control centers for my audio stored on the button. I can make quick keys inside of that. So if I have it pulled up, I can make quick keys to mute the mic on and off. I'm actually going to set a quick key to stop the stream instead of me clicking on it myself. So you can do certain quick keys. You can make my camera right here. I can make it zoom in, zoom out, whatever I want to do. So the Stream Deck is very handy because if I want to just go straight to YouTube, I ain't got to type in youtube.com. I can just press a button and boom, it'll take me straight there. So I don't use it just for this setup, but I use it for other applications as well. What is this? This info is invaluable. Oh man, dope. That's why you're a member, man. Oh man, thank you, Rob Smooth. What's your favorite restaurant in Atlanta? My favorite restaurant in Atlanta. To be honest with you, my favorite restaurant is an Indian place called Planet Bombay. It's called Planet Bombay. My girl, she doesn't want to go there because like the last time we went there, it was during Ramadan, and they can't eat the food, so the food came out a little bland. But man, it's crazy. They make the best chicken samosas. Oh my goodness, their buttered chicken. Oh, there's no buttered chicken tastes better than their buttered chicken. Oh my goodness, crazy. They're right there near the Beltline in Atlanta on Edgewood. They're called Planet Bombay. Dope. And there's an Italian restaurant, but I keep forgetting the name of it. It's like near McDonough, South Atlanta. It's like 20 or 30 minutes south of Atlanta. There, oh my goodness. That's probably my second favorite. And then my third favorite is a place called, well, actually, it's actually a really close second now. But I'd say it's kind of tied second. It's a place called Chicago Pizza out of Snellville. They have the deep dish pizzas there. Oh, my goodness. Crazy. And the deep dishes, you can get you a large deep dish for like $25, and they put the cheese on, they put the cheese on the bottom and put the sauce on the top. Oh. Get that meat lovers, crazy. I have to lay off that. Like for real. Man, thank you. Oh man. All right. Oh, it went to 1K, I believe, or 500. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. What we got? Tiffy Beats. How do I get OBS to screen record correctly? I want to record myself making beats to post, but I can't get it right. I forgot the dude. He's an older guy, man, on here, and he makes a whole bunch of OBS videos. I keep forgetting his name, man. He's super dope. I learned a lot from him, but I just went and got it worked out. The best thing you can do is find you an interface, and then what you do with that interface is they have a loopback function. Pretty much all of the interfaces now have a loopback function because so many people are doing live stuff. Whatever interface you has a loopback function. What I use is I use my Apollo X6, and inside of here, when I'm, I have it set up for a live setup on here, so I can have my beat machine running through, all my keyboard stuff running through, everything running through. I can get all the levels right inside of the mixing console with the UAD stuff, and it all comes out on channels 1 and 2. So I use the UAD stuff. You can do it with pretty much everything right now has some sort of a loop back function in it, and that way you can line the audio and everything, and with that loop back, it's not going to be like a delay situation. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much it. Now, quality-wise, OBS is cool. It has a pretty decent quality. I used to use Camtasia. Camtasia was super dope. Camtasia, you can capture audio, everything. Is a very easy setup with Camtasia. It's just that the files are so big and they take so long. OBS, the files are much smaller, and well, you can get them bigger if you want to. But I just go in there and I keep the files how they are, and I just enhance it when I go to my actual program and stuff. But you just got to know what type of sound device you're using, and that way you can do it. Let me see here. Thank you, Shush. Thank you so much for the donation. I wasn't even expecting no donations tonight, man, but I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Rob Smooth, so can I come down and get some work done in your studio? Of course, we're going to try to make it work. It's just that I'm not there all the time. I'm not there all the time. So that's why I'm like, man, like other people being there working, you know what I'm saying? Like with my writers, when they're in there working, I can leave the studio open to them and they just do their thing, and I might come down and check on them like that, but I'm not there. I'm not there that much. Intricate. King's providing the background music for this live. Shout out to Georgia Muscle Music. That's what's good. Yeah, King, good guy, man. Really good guy. Tiffy Beats, I got a UAD Arrow. You should be able to use it if you have the console app in there. If you have the console app, you should be fine. They actually, if you can actually type in on YouTube, UAD live stream setup, and they'll show you exactly how to do it through your console app. It's a little weird at first using OBS because it seems like it's like the little box right here, this box right here, you got the screen right here. It looks kind of daunting at first, but once you get to learn it, it is super easy to set up the scenes, transitions, everything, add certain things in there. It's super easy. It's not that hard at all. It's not that hard at all. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Believe that. All right, so we got any more questions in here for the first ever members live. We're giving away this nice little Arteria 88 key. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get this away. Tiffy Beats won this. I was gonna wait till I got to 100 members, but we're going to go ahead and get this away right now, man. Shout out to Arteria. Which DAW is best to use when using the you meant MPC? Any DAW. You can use any DAW you want. You know what I'm saying? It's just how you use it. You use any DAW you want. I would say use the MPC DAW. That'll be a good one to use. Use the MPC DAW. You know what I'm saying? The desktop version. That's dope too. Or if you're just doing stuff and standalone, you want to track stuff in, use any DAW you want. The one you know the best, you can use it with that. It's all going to sound good. 100 watching, how many members? I don't know. I don't know how many members are watching. I just know the current viewers. I don't know. But we got 2 new members from this stream, so that's good, man. We got two new members. Yeah. So yeah, man, we've been over here. Dang, I thought I was only gonna be in for like 30 minutes, but we did over an hour. You know what I'm saying? We've been in here for over an hour. But man, y'all know I don't like to be on here too long like that. Some people be on here for like 4 or 5 hours. I can't do all that. I can't do all that. I cannot do all that. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming on here tonight for our first subscribers only chat. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the people who are not subscribers, who still supporting either way. Thank you guys so much, man. I really appreciate y'all. We're going to be doing more lives like this as well. But I do want to say too, man, if you're not a member, please go ahead and be a member. As you guys can see, I honor my giveaways. And Tiffany, make sure you leave your information so I can get up with you through IG. We can meet up over at my spot. I'm over on the east side, so you can just meet up over there, and then you can get your new Arteria MIDI controller, 88 key MIDI controller for the free ski. Well, pay for some gas or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But thank you guys so much. Thanks for everybody who are now new members. Thanks to everybody who did donate tonight. And thanks for you guys for asking some really, really great questions. I'm going to be doing this again very soon. So have your questions available. And then what I want to know too is if you guys think that I should do more stuff like this where it's just the subscribers only chat. So should we let everybody else come in, or should we just do this ourselves? You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know. But y'all let me know. I'll do like a poll or something like that on my communities tab. I'll do something like that. But what is next week? Next week is today's the 6th. Well, let me see. We might do another. Yeah, we're supposed to do a beat review sign up tomorrow, I think. Yeah, we're supposed to do a beat review sign up. Probably gonna do it on that. What can I do it? Probably that Wednesday night. Probably that Wednesday night, I think. Let me see here. But we'll see. We'll see. But oh, okay, brother. Okay. Man, one of our good people in here, man, got something going on. He just sent me a nice little text. One of our members might be in a nice little situation. Uh-oh. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. I love to see the congregation winning. But yeah, make them pay. Put your money away. Okay. I feel you. But yeah, we're going to do some more of this right now. Some more members on the chats. We're going to do some more giveaways, stuff like that. I'm going to find some nice little ways to give away some of the stuff I got over here in the studio. I'm going to talk to a few companies, see if we can do that as well. And we're going to try to, hold this whole membership thing up, because guess what? If it's not working, if I feel that the membership thing ain't working, I'm going to tell y'all, just cancel them. And we're going to go back to the thing, because I don't want to waste nobody's time with this whole membership thing like that. It's cool, make a little money doing it, but you got to kind of keep it up. So we're going to see how it goes for a month or two and see if it's worth it. And then I'll ask you guys probably like by the end of July, how do you think about it? And then we'll go from there. But more giveaways will be coming soon. Shout out to all the members. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys very soon. Shout out to all of y'all, man. And like I always say, peace out.